He really does dazzle in everything he does, this fellow. Grudge match this. Can you imagine? Been out for 4 years now, Mancini, a good, ambitious fighter in his day, but he's found a little bit of grip for this because he dislikes Camacho. And Camacho only one fight in the last couple of years, outpointing Howard Davis. But that's not too difficult. My mate Jim Watt did that once. So very much a Mancini crowd here. And although Camacho comes out of Spanish Harlem in New York, he's been training in Florida. And really has been a waste of talent, in my opinion. 34 unbeaten fights, 17 stopped, and still not fighting often enough. Always getting himself in some form of disputes. But he'll do this hit-and-run job now. He proved that with Cornelius Boza Edwards in Florida. That's how he stole that verdict. Mancini, well, rarely in a dull fight. He's had some absolute beauties. He was a former WBA lightweight champion, and he lost in 2 great battles to Livingston Bramble, and the second one only by 1 point here in Reno back in '85. Retired, went into a bit of television acting, but he's found out that job's not too easy either, so he's getting back to the ring. Camacho, former champion, obviously stripped of his title at super featherweight, 9 stone 4, and now they're up for this light welterweight, 10 stone. And they've added a little bit of a champion, the new WBO, the organisation that's called. But there's a crazy fragmentation of titles at the moment, but nonetheless they've hung a title to this one. So a minute to go then in the opening round. Well, he's done well. It's early to judge a man's condition, really, but the way he's come out firing, Mancini, considering he's been out of the ring, he really is doing well in the opening round. He looks full of fire and ready. He doesn't look stale. Sometimes a good layoff can do this kind of fighter a bit of good, who's been in some rough battles in his time. Incredible ones with Bobby Chacon he had. But that's what it's going to be, cagey stuff then from Camacho. Good counter punching, but I was going to say champion, that he held it last. So Mills Lane, the referee, he's local, works in the district attorney's office. Tremendously popular fighter, this Ray Mancini. So it is Camacho then, ready for the second. All the gimmicks in the hairstyle, isn't it? He doesn't miss a trick, but he can fight a bit to go with it, so you could excuse it a bit. He's got to chase the whole time, Mancini. He knows that he can't back off because Camacho won't come to him, and there wouldn't be a fight at all then. And the Lenny emblazoned on his top of his trunks there, Mancini, is actually his father's name. He was a good fighter in his time and used to spar with Britain's own Jack Kidberg. Considering Camacho was a bit of a firebrand at the start of his career, he's been a pro since he was 18 years old, and he's now 26. He certainly settled down and got a crafty old campaigner. He was down in his last fight. The first time that he's taken account was against a fellow called Ray's Cruz last June, Camacho. So can Mancini nail him? 10 stone division then. The British champion at this weight, recently won, is Clinton McKenzie. And then, of course, you've got other world recognised, Roger Mayweather, Juan Koji of Argentine, and Meldrick Taylor, the former Olympian. So there's a lot of money to be earned in this division, certainly for the winner of this. Camacho's been taunting Mancini the whole time in the build-up to this fight. They've done tremendously well at the Lawler Event Centre in Reno, and Reno Tourist Board have put up $600,000 to have it staged here. They resent Las Vegas getting all the publicity. Just keep nicking the points, as they say, Camacho, with that southpaw right lead like that. He did that, as I said, with Cornelius Bozer-Edwards. He frustrated Bozer a bit, but they made it a big margin of points at the end, which I disagreed with at the time. Good, smart countering by Camacho, but the aggression often counts on judges' cards, particularly in America. And that's coming, obviously, from Mancini. Bit of hitting and holding there. He was onto that Mills lane. And he can afford to take a bow as he goes back to the corner there, Camacho. And there it is. He's just nicked around the left eye. And there's Lenny Mancini, as I said early on. He boxed with Jackie Kidberg, and I tell you, he adores his son, and I should imagine he suffers as much as Ray in the ring. Out for round 5 then, scheduled for 12. With the, as it is, WBO, the World Boxing Organization, the split away from the WBA, trying to make a bit of a name for themselves. Tommy Hearns won their first championship. And the pattern's been very much the same. Mancini just managing to contain that cut around the left eye, and it's been all the cagey stuff coming from Camacho, but quite honestly, nothing in it. Well, I'm surprised. I thought maybe the comeback of Mancini, well, may have been a bit of a mistake, but certainly after 5 rounds, he's got all the fire in the world. What a great natural fighter he is. Well bred for the game, I suppose, with his dad being a top-class one. He really loves this game and dislikes Camacho intensely, but as I say, coming back from a much softer world of acting, isn't it? You always feel that, well, maybe he's got a bit of the high lemming content in him. There it is, midway through the 5th. Bit of mauling, but nonetheless a good, hard and competitive fight this. A little bit rough inside. You see, note then how he picks off Camacho. That's where we will be scoring. See, Mancini's eye-catching the way he bundles in. Exciting, crowd-pleasing fighter. But Camacho does pick, well, he's certainly his share of punches anyway on the retreat. And this was the referee, incidentally, that Frank Bruno's manager, Terry Lawless, said he preferred to have handled his fight with Mike Tyson, both before and after the contest. He does that walk away the whole time, very frustrating, really. This Mancini's got to wait for him now to say, well, what are you going to do next? And Camacho doesn't care. He stalls for time and doesn't mind admitting it. Quite outrageous trunks, these, aren't they? They look more like a bathing beauty than a fighter. So they want time now to work on Mancini's eye there. And as fighters go, well, that wouldn't be considered very dangerous. And in replay, there again, you see right on the injury there, it looked that right hook of Camacho. And from a different angle. So as I was saying about the counter punches, see, they count all right. Out for the 7th. And again, fairly seesawed, I would have thought, in scoring. Depends really which way these judges are going to favour, either the aggression or the smart countering of Camacho. I think Camacho probably is just stealing it a bit. Early on, we thought Camacho was really going to be a big puncher. We've seen a lot on ITV, but he's only actually stopped 17 of 34, which is, in recent fights, he's been going the distance. He won his first championship defeating Luis Ramirez and defended against Edwin Rosario, who comes from the then Tyson camp. Certainly the crowd totally with Mancini. The Americans like to see their favourites going forward and doing what they think is the scoring, and it isn't always that way. Certainly from the back of the hall it probably looks a lot different. Pace hasn't slackened at all, and normally by the 7th they're trying to steal a breather or two, both of them, but they haven't here. So the Macho Man and the Boom Boom are living up to all the pre-publicity. American television packager Lou Falsino backed this fight from the start, and he's proved it right so far. Full crowd here. 13,000. Well, he's pulling some punches back here. He must be, Mancini. There's not much in it either, but I would have thought he's got it back level again. And really overcoming that little nick around the left eye there, and certainly seconds haven't had any problem with it. So the nod from Camacho as always. He really is a cocky devil. I find him actually a bit amusing, but he's been a little bit of a troubleshooter in his time. Caught once driving cars. Well, that's not too bad, except that he didn't own them. So have another look at that same pattern, isn't it, the whole time, with Mancini diving in, heads clashing, nobody moaning about it. Notice that, just got on with it. As they say, only in America. So looking for the big finish then. And in the final round, just a, well, hardly a friendly tap of gloves, but they've obeyed the referee. And there's not anything in this fight. It really could go either way. I would still think that maybe Camacho's moving around and stealing punches, good clean shots, may have won it. But on the other hand, Mancini's great battle for him, being out so long. And we really thought he was, well over the hill when he lost twice in really bruising battles with Livingston Bramble. So no knockdowns, and a very similar pattern in all these late rounds. And because they're a couple of cocky and durable characters, really, nobody really predicted that there would be a stoppage other than through injury, and that's just as well. And Mills Lane has let them get on with this. He's handled it well. It's been an easy fight for a referee, really. A little bit some mauling, but nobody's really taken too many liberties anyway, considering the words they all had. Now, there it got a bit rough. He's good at that, Camacho. Now he says if you do that again and you're hitting and holding, you'll get disqualified. Well, in the last round, I don't think he's that serious, Mills Lane, but he had to make the gesture anyway. Oh yes, he's definitely eye-catching and stealing with the right-hand lead. I think that'll be the punch that might sway the decision to him then, Camacho. But for the sheer honest endeavour, and as they say, taking the fight to the other guy, then Mancini would deserve it. So inside the last minute then, and they both have stayed the course well. They must have trained hard for this. Being out of the ring hasn't really taxed them too much. Took a while to get the punch sharpness going, but that came in the middle rounds. Now, the referee doesn't score. 3 judges. And there it is. We're getting to the countdown there, and it really is a difficult one to sort out. I'd be quite happy with a drawn decision and an obvious rematch. Oh, well, that's fair enough. They didn't want to fight after the bell, and despite all the words, they show a little bit of respect at the end. Mancini is so pleased with his comeback, and he thinks he's won it. And the crowd really on their feet. They enjoyed that. It was a good, hard slog. And would you believe it, they had to weigh in at 2:30 in the morning because they had a big dispute about what time, so the commission said, OK, 2:30 in the morning. So then here's the decision.
Pete McDonald scores the bout 116 to 112 for Boom Boom Mancini. Doug Tucker scores the bout 115 to 113 for Hector Camacho.
Oh, 1 each.
And Chuck Champa scores the bout 115 to 113 for the winner, Hector Camacho.
So the Macho Man has got it, stealing the points as always, and really you couldn't really knock that, but I feel a bit sorry for Mancini because it was a great comeback for him. So let's hope as they carry this man on the ring that he'll fight more often now.